Howdy. Okay, so I'm going to go over how to place trim. There's two ways to place trim. One was with the wizard and one is individually. And after we do that, I'll show you a couple ways of adjusting it to make sure it's looking right in your renderings and your elevations. So let's start with just the trim command up here, this little L guy up here. Okay, so he's going to open up the trim window. First thing we always do is make sure we're using the right catalog. And remember, if you're doing a different base color than a wall color, you need to keep that in mind. Make sure you've got the right catalog up there. I want to start by doing, let's say, a light balance, and they call that a bottom molding. So we got all these options here, and a lot of people ask me what is a light balance. Well, I don't know, you're the designer, so all of these are in your catalog. If we're using the Belmont catalog, it's their online catalog, but there's other lines have a PDF catalog. So go to your trim, open up your trim moldings, and pick one. We'll just do the LV molding. Okay, the light balance. It's pretty simple molding. Go ahead and take a look at it. It needs an A edge and a B edge, and that means that if your door profile has a certain edge type here, this is going to match your door profile edge, which is a nice detail to have. So we're going to use the light balance. Let's go down here and find the LV. There she is. So you could select it with just the A edge to match your door, just B, or A and B. I'm going to go ahead and do A and B. Hit place, and now it wants me to select a cabinet to place it on. Then it's going to place it on that cabinet and any other wall cabinet touching it. So I'm going to select this wall 3642, and there we go. It placed it around the bottom of that cabinet. Let's go to the elevation so we can see it. It's highlighted here. It's 1.5 inches tall. But oopsies, I didn't have my wall filler in here yet. So now it's kind of wrapping back around there, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to adjust it. So you'll select the trim you want to adjust. Of course, right click, go to edit shape. Now you can do all kinds of things. You can grab a line and push it and pull it. You can grab a point and move it. What I really want to do here is just delete. So I'm going to grab this point and right click and just delete it. And now that line is gone, and then I actually want this to come all the way over to the wall. I'll need to add that filler in there, but at least I've got the molding looking right. And then I'm going to go up here to the top and accept changes. There. That was pretty simple. So now let's try using the wizard. The Countertops and Trim Wizards, he's got a magic wand. This is what I typically use because I like to work smarter, not harder, and this does all the work for me. So I'm going to go in. My top moldings is the crown, and I definitely want that to be in the 1600 catalog, not the 16.2. And I'm just going to grab the L molding. It's the simple wood L-shaped molded filler. You can also use these in 8-foot sticks as crown molding. I think they're great. And then for the bottom, I want to stick with the LV-A and B. You can also use the wood molded filler in 1.5 inches. The first one's 3, the second one's 1.5 inches. You just can't see it because it's written over here. But you can also use that. Let's go ahead and use it. And then my toe picks. I don't want to buy 1900 toe picks. And I actually used a different cabinet for my base, so I'm going to change that to the 16-2 catalog and use the standard toe kick. This applies for wood or laminate. If you want a metal toe kick, there it is. And the TTK8 is a tall toe kick. It's 8 inches tall. And that's for if you have a wonky house with wood floors and you know you're going to have a lot of gaps. This is a new construction with tiles, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this TK8. Countertops. I let the wizard also do my countertops, and we'll take a look at those. So we're going to hit add and see how well the wizard does. Alright, not too shabby. I'm noticing a couple things don't seem right. Right off the bat, it's usually in the corners. Let's take a look. So this blue line is the light balance, and you can look up at your elevation to clarify that. The green line, see if I can grab it, there we go, is the crown. And it's done a weird notchy thing around the corner. So I would right click and adjust that edit shape and clean that up. I'm just gonna, oh, I don't know, it's so tiny in here. Let me hit delete. There we go. Yeah, so you can spend a little time cleaning that up and making it look proper. Another thing you might notice up here on the elevations is that was a 3-inch L molding filler, and I actually, the top of my cabinets are at 96. So if you look at my ceiling height, that means I need 98.5. So for the purpose of rendering and elevations, I'm going to go into the attributes of that crown molding, and I'm actually going to change the height to what I want it to show at. Hit apply. Okay, that's just fine. Now it's not going to ship at 2.5. It's still going to ship at 3 inches, which is good because if the ceiling sloped at all, the contractor can scribe it to the ceiling. But I want to show it properly. Okay, so you would go in and edit that and adjust that one as well. Make sure it looks right. And that's pretty simple. That's how we use crown molding. I want to point out our countertops came in pretty good, but you can also adjust countertops the same way as molding. You select it, right click, go to edit shape, and you can push and pull things. You can always use your placement over here to add dimensions. Say I want this overhang to be exactly 0.5. There we go. That's the real overhang I'm going to have there. Okay, I hope that was helpful.